Welcome back, guys. We're just making a short little video here to help you with the workout of the textbook. We're doing some work on powers, or indices as we'd call them. Some people just look at a number and they see the number, and then they see the little funny little number above it, and they're not sure what that means. So we're going to break that down today. We're going to use the right language. I'm going to show you exactly where I see most people make mistakes. They just take the big number and the little one and multiply them together, thinking that's the right thing to do. They don't understand what that notation means. So once you get it, you see why it's used, because it saves a lot of writing and it saves a lot of repetitive steps. So that's about all I can say. I need to really get behind the light board and show you how that works. In this video, I want to talk to you about powers. I think the easiest way to sell this is, let's just do something really grindy and crunchy and write 9 times 9 out 5 times. Alright? So it should be an easy sell to everyone that instead of writing all that business, if we just represented it this way and we were careful with what we were doing, we could write that as 9 to the power of 5. Now it's no good writing it like this, because that looks like 95 to me, so that's wrong. Take the time and write it out. Make sure the little number appears as a little number above the bigger number. Okay, so we've got language that we need to use, and I think it's probably a good time to let you know what that looks like. So let's just pick another example. We'll do 8 to the power of 5, and that's what we say, 8 to the power of 5, because that's what we're looking at, is powers. These things are known as indices, the little numbers. Okay, a lot of people just say, oh, the little number. What does that mean? Okay, so we want to avoid that. And the other thing that we want to avoid, if we come back to this example here, we want to avoid people interpreting this as 9 times 5 and that is equal to 40. They're wrong. Okay, so be really careful about what we're doing here. And that was, instead of writing all this out and taking all the time to do something repetitious and getting bored, we've come up with another little system that lets us work a little bit faster. Okay, so I've changed this big 8 is called the base numeral. And we just might say the base. Okay, and this is the power, or the index. Okay, and that's equal to something, and that is equal to that, and this is called the basic numeral. Or we just say the number or the answer. Alright, so that's the answer. Okay, if we misinterpreted this, we would have wrote 8 times 5 is equal to 40. Okay, you can see how far we are off with the answer if that's what we're doing. So we just need to be really careful about what we're doing. Alright, so what will help you, if you have a look on your calculator, there's a button here that says X, any number that you like, and there's a little box up here. So you can put the base numeral in, and then the little box, if that was 8, and then on your calculator screen it would appear up here, and you move the cursor. Just remember, on your calculator you got the 4 little buttons grouped together here up the top and in the center, where you can move left and right, up and down. And you can then put the little 5 in here, and then it'll hit equals and it'll spit out the number for you. So just be careful about that. And the other thing that we need to check with, and I'll just change my color here, is that in an earlier video we talked about BODMAS, and the focus was on brackets, division and multiplication, and addition and subtraction. And we kind of forgot about this guy in the middle here, is telling us to do the other mathematical operations. Other math functions. And now's the time to focus in on what that means. Some of you might have learned BIDMAS to get you clued into the index. And that's what we need to think about now. So when you do the work, keep BODMAS in mind or BIDMAS in mind to help you with the work. I'm just going to clean the board and we'll do a couple of examples. Now, I've cleaned the board. Just a reminder that we say 2 to the power of 3 here. That is not equal to 2 times 3. And 2 to the power of 3 is not equal to 6. Okay, so be really careful, because you can do some of these in your head and you don't necessarily need to be grabbing the calculator every time. So let's have a look what this actually means, and I'm going to change color here. 2 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2. Now to help me, I often go 4 times. 2 times 2 is 4, put a little number up here, and 4 times 2 is 8. And so then I know that 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Now, let's just be very careful, because you might see those switched around and you think, oh, I know that's equal to 8. Think very carefully about what it means. This is 3 times 3, and that is equal to 9. So don't go making those mistakes. And what's interesting, some of the work, I'll do 2 examples here. I think there's a few questions set up for you like this. There's a box in the middle, and we're using the inequality sign here to decide which number is bigger. Okay. The way I look at this, they're not equal, so we're going to use an inequality sign, and 2 to the power of 6 is less than 2 to the power of 9. Okay. I'm going to write this slightly differently. I'm going to write that as 2 to the power of 6 times 2 times 2 times 2, because that tells me I'm doing this 9 times. There's 6 times, and there's another 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm just going to work that. That's 8. So this number on the right hand side is 8 times bigger than the number on the right hand side. So there's one little question that I really like there. It's this one. We've got the box again, and this was 2 to the power of 3, I think. So this is really interesting. It doesn't matter what this number here, this power is. It could be anything stupid, but what we know is 1 times 1 is still 1, and it doesn't matter how many times we multiply 1 by itself, the answer here is 1. And 2 to the power of 3, that's 8. So 1 is less than 8, and that helps us out there. Finally, I'm just kind of running out of room, so I might move over here and set up a question here. We've got 3 plus 2 times 4 to the power of 2. Now this smells like BODMAS or BIDMAS, however way you want to look at it. So I know in this situation I need to take care of that power first. And what's that? I might need to write this out. The things I can't do, I can't touch yet. I've got to work this out. 4 to the power of 2 is 4 times 4 is 16. Then I do my multiplication, and finally I do the addition, and that's all equal to 35. Alright, so there's a few of those questions. mind you, if you put that correctly into the calculator will do the work for you. I don't want you bypassing that situation. I'd rather have you spend the time and do that by hand, and reserve this for when you're dealing with some bigger numbers like 8 to the power of 5. We could spend all day trying to work that out. All right? Thank you.